Alright, so today we're finally cutting our first hole in our van to install our window here on the sliding door.
So this here on the table is everything that we need in order to install the window. So we've got a drill, a jigsaw, an angle grinder, a heat gun, our sealant, the primer and the little applier, and then some window cleaner as well.
So the cutting process starts on the inside. The way these windows are usually cut is that you follow this double skin around, because this is the hole that your window's going to be visible through. So we're going to use the jigsaw to cut the outer skin, but we're going to use the angle grinder to cut these supporting struts, because the jigsaw might break and shatter if we try and cut two skins at the same time. We need to actually drill holes to get the jigsaw in there. So we're going to mark out where we're going to be drilling, and also we're going to be marking out straight lines where we're going to be using the angle grinder to cut as well. Okay, so this is where our pilot hole is going to be. It's about a centimeter away from the curved edge. Oof, straight lines are tricky in this van. This is the angle grinder. I have not used one before, but I do know that when you use an angle grinder, it sparks like hell. So, for one, we have put a blanket on the car seat, so if any sparks go there, it doesn't like start melting them. You could lock it into just so it keeps spinning, but for safety reasons, I'm just gonna keep my pressure on it so I can stop it just in case. So, for a first run, not bad. What we learned from here is to cut below the marked line, because that went a little bit high up. Not too much, but...
Cut lower next time.
Just as we were about to drill through our van, we got a call that we actually have some hole saws, which is actually much better for us to get around the corners instead of the jigsaw. So if we put the hole saw here in the corner, just slightly away from the edge like that, and just go straight down. Hey, that worked!
That is our new dot.
Yeah, so this is the dot that we need. There we go.
And it's okay to doodle on here, because it's going to be cut out.
Draw, pen, draw. Aha, I drew.
Alright, so now that we've got the hole saw corners cut, now we need to essentially join these up so we've got a marker for the jigsaw when we cut out the window shape. So this is again just a guideline marker, because once we cut the hole, we'll have like a centimetre or two on the inside, which we'll again have to cut away, but this will get rid of the bulk of the metal.
That's how you do it. I have a piece of van in my hands. Just put it over there somewhere.
Okay, piece of van, you're going down here.
Alright, so we've trimmed this edge so it goes in line with the inner skin. Did alright, you know, the jigsaw does straight lines very well. The curves are...
not brilliant, but yeah, they'll do.
So this one It was very hard to turn the corner, so see, it started biting into it. So I just need to, you know, sand that section. As this was our first cut, we purposely left a lot of space between the edge of what we need to cut and our first cut. And now we can calmly neaten it up and see where we're going. In future, we might cut a bit more so we don't have such a big section to trim, but either way. Alright, so we have cut the hole to shape. Now we need to sand the edges and then prime them or put hammerite paint on them, basically rust protect them, because this is gonna rust very quickly if we don't.
So we don't need to go overly excessive because this will be protected, but any sharp, like mounting points, we need to get rid of.
So you want a second window?
Want a second window? Sure, why not? Once we figured out how to do one window, what's another one?
It's been so exciting to put a window in your van, so
yeah.
Do you want a second one?
Yeah, sure. Any metal edge that you expose in the van has to be rust protected, obviously. We're just using some hammerite paint, and paintbrush is just going to paint over this edge. I know it's going to be sealed up with a rubber seal, but it's a good idea to anyway.
So what's next is this edge trim, and what it's supposed to do is go around either one or both the edges, depends how big you get. Thankfully it's best to have a mallet to do this, just to push it in, but we don't. Scratch that, we found rubber mallets. We're good.
Give me the bigger one.
Yeah.
Alright, well it's not wide enough to go over both, so we'll just do it on the inside. Now that the rubber seal is on, what we need to do is we need to alcohol the area all the way around, because that's where the window is going to be stuck.
Next thing is we need to put primer around the rim of the van where the bonding agent is gonna go. So it's been shaken up well. We dip it in. Alright, so it's nice and golden. Sam, can you get that?
Yeah. Alright, so the primer on the outside needs about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, just so it bonds to the surface and you don't get any on it. So we're just going to leave it for a moment.
We recommend that you mask this before you put the primer on, because I know we're gonna paint this, that doesn't matter for us, but if this was gonna be the finished silver, that primer stains. Alright, so we have the window here, we need to open it. So we have some window cleaner, and what we're gonna do is gonna just spray it on.
And the reason you want to do this, not only to clean it, because sometimes also window companies put like a very thin layer of oil on the windows, you know, just to protect it and such. So you'll want to remove that completely before bonding it to your van. So now that we've got the window clean, we just need to put this glass activator wipe just to clean it all down and make sure that the primer that we're going to put on the window will stick.
Right now we need to dry fit the window and draw a pencil line so we know where to put the primer on the window. Using our pencil mark, we're gonna run a bead of primer.
Be very careful with drips.
Yeah, on the outside of it. I'm gonna try and avoid drips because this stains like hell. Alright, so gonna gently follow our line. So why we're masking here is because when we squeeze, if any of the bonding agent comes out, we want to be able to just, you know, masking peel it away and not have to deal with the remnants of it. Also, what we need is some strong tape to hold the window up, just support it a little bit, just to give us a little bit of breathing room. I suggest that you have some cardboard or plastic sort of slits ready, so you can basically put them underneath to hold the window up.
And this way you get nice even panel gaps all around. You can position the top ones with the tape and position the bottom ones with the cardboard, and as long as you get your left right correct, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I should not have that job.
So once you've got it all taped, you've got your primer on, it's set, you can now actually start to put the sealant on. We're going to put the sealant on the primer itself, because that's the reason it's there. And the sealant that we've got here has got a nice wide V-tip, which is what you want to put the sealant on the van, because you don't want it thin, you want it nice and thick and coming out even. Right, so there we go, we've got the tape on the top, the cardboard on the bottom. It's sealed all the way around. So, we cannot drive the van, we can't slam any doors for about 4 hours. Luckily it's getting dark, so we're going to leave it to dry overnight, and then we'll come back in the morning and hopefully it will still be here. Also, it's going to rain tonight, so that will be a good tester too. Right, the window survived the night. It has stuck very, very well. We've checked on the inside, it survived the cold, it survived the rain, there's no leaks. And it has stayed in place, and I think it looks rather good. So what we recommend is that you use plastic down here, not cardboard, because when it started raining later on in the night, the cardboard did get wet and got squashed. So our question for you today is, now that we've installed this one, do you think we should install another one?